inflation. The core inflation number in November is down 2.8%. As you said, it was originally 3%.
What's the target?
The target is between 2 and 3%. It is within...
His cheeky little smile. He knows full well. She's trying the gotcha question. He already knows where she's going.
In the target range right now, inflation. I'm just saying the difference between food and... Like, if it were all government spending, wouldn't it all be out of control? And it's not. There are other factors at play, including those detailed by Statistics Canada in their report released this week. Things like weather conditions, cattle supply, things like that.
So, first of all, the target is not between 2 and 3%. The target is 2%. The range is 1 to 3, and we're at the top of the range and on the verge of going over it. For food prices, it's 4.8. And Canadians will be forced to spend an extra $1,000 next year on groceries for a total of $17,600, an almost unbelievable amount of money, an amount that is doubled under the Liberal government. It is true that that inflation is too high across the board. Food is worse. Now, why is inflation high across the board? Because the government is running a $78 billion deficit. They're creating more cash. That bids up the price of goods. Why is food worse? Because on top of the monetary inflation of printing money, you've got a bunch of extra hidden taxes. You've got the industrial carbon tax, which applies on farm equipment, fertilizer, for food processors. You've got the food packaging tax. They're banning single-use plastic. Sounds like a nice idea until you learn that it makes food go bad 4 days faster, and all that food waste goes on your grocery bill.
And on top of that, as we just saw, they're making it cheaper for America by having more options down there. Capitalism drives the prices down, and Canada doesn't get to benefit from that. It just makes things more expensive in Canada, what the Liberals just did here. Well, what they did a while ago, but essentially reversing this only for America only helps America.
You've got the fuel standard tax, which is going to hit 7 cents a liter next year. That hits farmers. There's no farm exemption on that, by the way. Even the horrible carbon tax, at least they had a colored fuel exemption for farm equipment. This is going to be a tax directly on tractors and combines and on the truckers that bring us food. And then, of course, you've got the deficit. So all of these things these are all Liberal policies that drive up the cost of food and everything else. And that's why we need to cut the taxes, but also cut the wasteful spending to bring down that crazy deficit.
But two of those things that you flagged, for example, the packaging stuff that's about to come, the clean fuel regulations, all of those are things that are to come into effect in the future at the level that you have described and that all your press releases talk about. That's not actually what's...
No, that's wrong. They're already here. They're already right now. I don't know what she's talking about.
Happening right now. So are you not misrepresenting, again, the truth, the full picture? Like you want Canadians to believe everything is the government's fault. Some of it is, but not all of it.
This is unbelievable. She said you're misrepresenting the facts when she doesn't know the facts.
So those things are in place right now. The industrial carbon tax is in place right now.
But your own language said is going to be. Like the industrial carbon tax, yes, but the food packaging and the clean fuel regulations.
The packaging tax is already in place. The fuel standard is in place as well. I said next year it's rising even more to 7 cents a liter. I think it's 3 or 4 right now. So
Vassy has no idea what she's talking about. You can't get this guy. He knows the facts. Right on the government's own website here, Clean Fuel Regulations, it says right here, the CFR came into force on June 21st, 2022, as in 3 years ago. The reduction requirements under the regulation started July 1st, 2023, the next year. And it says the first reporting on compliance by fossil fuel suppliers was received in July of 2024. We've already had this in place for 2 years now. We can see that here. So this is a complicated thing here, but it says compliance credit supply curve. So essentially they've got different years here. So 2022 is this red one, 23 is this light green, 2025 is this one, 2030 is the top one. So as they keep increasing this, it increases carbon credits. It also increases the cost of fuel. This is put on the fuel suppliers and then they pass that tax on to us. We see here, they're already rolling out this carbon credit system. They're trying it in a few areas. The credit supply in Canada will be dominated by CC2, low CI fuels, CC3 supply of fuels to advanced vehicle technologies and overtaking CC1 carbon capture and sequestration by 2025. And that's what we're seeing here. So this blue one here is carbon capture and permanent storage, this one here. And then all these ones are different. So biodiesel is this blue, hydrogen is this one, the yellow is renewable diesel, etc. So the different fuel sources will generate carbon credits. The main goal is to estimate the incremental cost by quantifying the potential for carbon creation, calculating carbon costs and market prices for the 3 compliance categories. Now, we don't have a carbon credit system yet really in Canada, except for vehicles. Currently, they are generating carbon credits, mostly these CC2, these middle ones here, based on whether it's biodiesel or whatever it may be. Essentially, like they're testing this out. They're trying to push this into the market.